Obviously, there's a lot of people that love tennis in Florida, and it's a great place to play. So it's my first time here, and let's hope I still got something left.
You had a little kid out there that looked pretty good.
Yeah, he looked like he was a burgeoning star. So he's got some good hands. So hopefully he'll keep at it.
Is that the key to the growth of this game? Getting them started young, getting them interested in tennis, getting them seeing live tennis.
I think live tennis helps, and I think obviously we need to try to make it as accessible as possible, and not enough kids get a chance to do it. And the more we can do that, I think the more kids that'll love the game. It's a great game. It takes a long time to learn it, and so we've got to reach out more and do more and try to be there, and hopefully we'll get more kids playing it, because ultimately game has become so quick and athletic. You really got to be able to move well out there now.
What would you say the state of U.S. tennis is right now?
Well, I think we're on an upswing, but we've got some players that are going to be in the top 10, I believe. But to win majors, that's another step. So we need to keep working. But to me, the key is to just get as many great athletes as possible playing and giving them the chance. And these guys are all very good athletes, but we need the exceptional ones. The ones like Djokovic and Nadal, Federer. We need some of those guys. Or get LeBron James' son to play tennis.
How much does this series, though, help with the growth of the game?
Well, I think that we try to, I don't run it, but try to come to some places that don't have tournament tennis, or come to a place where there's a smaller event, so that people will maybe come out and see some young girls play that could be future stars. And so it's sort of a win-win, I think. I think it's nice to come to places where there isn't an event. Sometimes it's nice to come to places where there's a small one. And sometimes I think we should be a bigger part of the majors.
What do you think you guys have been able to sustain the success of this series for as long as?
Well, I've been doing it a long time, so I'm on my last legs, obviously, but I've enjoyed every minute of it, and so we'll see what happens. You got to keep working at it, but I think there's something to be said for what we're doing, and hopefully adding something to the sport.
Can we get a Serena McEnroe Champions Series
probably. I'm not sure that if we need that to save tennis, that should be the answer, but it's certainly been asked a lot.
No problem. I'd watch it.
Well, there you go. A lot of people would.
Yeah, no problem. Resident. This is the first time this Champion Series has been here. Why can this be successful in the Tampa area?
Well, pretty much my whole tennis career was here in Tampa, so I know the tennis population here is strong. I had a lot of people, a lot of fans and friends that were big into the tennis world back then when I was living here, and it's great that now we're back, and I still got a job in tennis coming here to Tampa, so it's fun for me, a homecoming, and I know there's a lot of fans out here, and so I'm glad the women's event here is here. I'm glad the Legends event is here, and tennis fans can see a little bit of everything.
I know we talked to Jim about the success of this series, and you guys have been able to sustain it for so long. Why do you think it's been so successful?
Well, I think the hard work of Jim, first of all, him setting it up and getting it the way that it makes sense for all players. And I think the format is really the way it's been successful. We got 4 legends that play 2 matches, so you get 3 matches, and it's not overwhelming. It's not over an entire weekend. You get to come out for one night, one afternoon, and see some of the best tennis and see some of the best players, some of your old favorites, and you don't get overextended with too much tennis. So you get to see some really good tennis for 3 hours and have a lot of fun.
You get a nice sampling of live tennis. It's one thing to watch it on TV, but to see it live, you really can capture some fans that way.
I've always thought that tennis is a much better sport to watch live, because you can really appreciate the speed of it. And anytime I'm sitting watching with new fans or friends or people that come out to watch the tennis and they see it up close, whether it be the men, the women, the legends, they're always pretty amazed at the pace. And for us, we start taking it for granted because we're used to it. It's what we see every day. But for them to see it the first time, or for someone to come out and see the pace of these shots and the skill and athleticism, it does hopefully create more and more fans.
You had some young guys out there, including a little lefty that was pretty good.
Really good.
These kids are drawn in so many different directions nowadays. Why should they choose tennis?
Well, for me, tennis is a lifetime sport. There aren't too many of those. I'd say tennis and golf are pretty much the only ones you're still playing at 40, 50, 60, 70 years old and even beyond. So I loved it from the beginning. I love the individual aspect. So if you're drawn to that a little bit, if you're drawn to problem solving and really being holding yourself accountable, for me, tennis is excellent, and it really does combine skill, athleticism, endurance, power. So many parts of being an athlete that I love it. Cool. No problem.